John Forbes Nash Jr. was born on the 13th of June 1928 in Bluefield, West Virginia, to an electrical engineer and a school teacher. He was an intelligent child, and his parents supplemented his schooling with books and advanced learning opportunities. By the age of 19, he graduated with a bachelor's and master's in mathematics, and then went on to continue mathematics on a full scholarship at Princeton University, where he wrote his theory of equilibrium in 1949. By the age of 23, he was hired as a PhD candidate and mathematics instructor at MIT. Nash was considered handsome and a genius. However, throughout his life, Nash struggled with mental illness. He spent most of his working life at Princeton University, where he was known as an odd character. On May 23, 2015, at the age of 86, Nash and his wife died in a car accident on their way home from the airport after visiting Norway. Nash's research into game theory and his long struggle with paranoid schizophrenia became well known to the general public because of the Academy Award-winning motion picture A Beautiful Mind, which was based on Sylvia Nasar's 1998 biography of the same name on the same man. Nash first showed signs of mental illness at the age of 30 when his wife was pregnant. In 1959, he resigned from his position at MIT and was admitted to hospital for paranoid schizophrenia. Over the next decade, he would spend periods in and out of psychiatric hospitals where he would receive shock therapy and antipsychotic medication, which he claimed adversely affected his capacity to think. After 1970, Nash was never committed to a hospital again and refused further medication. It is said that Nash recovered from his condition over time as he returned to quiet life at home and to work at Princeton, where his condition was accepted and he was able to continue with mathematics. Nash won many awards. In 1978, he was awarded the John von Neumann Theory Prize for his theory on equilibrium. In 1994, he won the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Science for his work on game theory. In 1999, he won the Leroy P. Steele Prize for distinguished work in the field of mathematics. He received 4 honorary degrees in economics from world-renowned universities, and he was awarded the Abel Prize by King of Norway in 2015. His economic works include 1950 Economic Points in N-Person Games and The Bargaining Problem, 1951 Non-Cooperative Games and Nash Equilibrium, 1953 Two-Person Cooperative Games. Nash made fundamental contributions to differential geometry, partial differential equations, and most importantly, game theory. His theories are widely used in economics and have shaped modern economic thought. Nash founded the theory of non-cooperative games, and he instigated an important, though ultimately unsuccessful, literature on bargaining. Nash essentially only has 2 short papers on each topic, each of which is easy to follow for a modern reader. His work has provided insight into the factors that govern chance and decision-making inside complex systems found in everyday life. It is said that Nash's work greatly extended the reach and power of modern economic theory. Nash is widely regarded as one of the greatest mathematicians of the 20th century, known for the originality of his thinking and his fearlessness in wrestling problems few dared to tackle. Between 1945 and 1996, he published 23 scientific studies. Nash's theory of non-cooperative games, published in 1950 and known as Nash Equilibrium, provided a conceptually simple but powerful mathematical tool for analyzing a wide range of competitive situations, from corporate rivalries to legislative decision-making. Nash's approach is now pervasive in economics and throughout the social sciences, and applied in other fields as well as including evolutionary biology. Nash took on a problem left unsolved by Dr. von Neumann and Oscar Morgenstern, the pioneers of game theory. These academics primarily address so-called zero-sum games, in which one player's gain is another player's loss, but most real interactions are more complicated. Players' interests are not directly opposed, and there are opportunities for mutual gain. Nash's solution, contained in his doctoral thesis that he wrote when he was 21, provided a way of predicting the possible outcome of a game with multiple players, in which each was acting to maximize their self-interest. This deceptively simple extension of game theory paved the way for economic theory to be applied to an array of situations besides the marketplace. Nash thus established the mathematical principles of game theory, a branch of mathematics that examines the rivalries between competitors with mixed interests. Known as the Nash solution or Nash equilibrium, his theory attempted to explain the dynamics of threat and action between competitors. Despite its practical limitations, Nash's solution was widely accepted by business strategists and still is today. In Nash Equilibrium, if each player has chosen a strategy, an action plan choosing its own action based on what it seems has happened so far in the game, and no player can increase its own expected payoff by changing its strategy while the other players keep their unchanged, then the current set of strategy choices constitutes Nash Equilibrium. If 2 players, Alice and Bob, choose strategies A and B, AB is Nash Equilibrium. If Alice has no other strategy available that does better than A at maximizing her payoff in response to Bob choosing B, and Bob has no other strategy available that does better than B at maximizing his payoff in response to Alice choosing A. In a game in which Carol and Dan are also players, A, B, C, D is Nash equilibrium. If A is Alice's best response to B, C, D, B is Bob's best response to A, C, D, and so forth. Nash showed that there is Nash equilibrium for every finite game. Game theorists use Nash equilibrium to analyze the outcome of strategic interactions of several decision makers. In a strategic interaction, they realized, the outcome for each decision maker depends on the decisions of the others as well as of their own. The simple insight underlying Nash's idea is that one cannot depict the choices of multiple decision makers if one only analyzes the decisions in isolation. Instead, one must ask what each player would do, taking into account what they expect the others to do. Nash equilibrium requires that their choices be consistent. No player wishes to undo their decision given what others are deciding. In the history of economic thought, Nash equilibrium is considered such an important concept because of its applicability. The Nash equilibrium can be incorporated into a wide range of disciplines, from economics to the social sciences. The concept has been used to analyze hostile situations like wars and arms races and how conflict may be mitigated by repeated interaction. It has also been used to study to what extent people with different preferences can cooperate and whether they will take risks and achieve cooperative outcomes. It has been used to study the adoption of technical standards and the occurrence of bank runs and currency crisis. Other applications include traffic flow, how to organize auctions, regulatory legislation such as environmental regulations, natural resource management, analyzing strategies in marketing, and even penalty kicks in football. Thank you very much for watching.